everybody! I've just left Weston-Super-Mare. I just looked on the paper map and I'm trying to figure out where to go. Because I don't know! I don't know where I'm going next, and I love it! I love it! I can't get enough of this. Driving Ulendo is the biggest pleasure I have in my life right now. As you know, I'm living in the 70s, so I can't use apps or modern technology at all, except for the camera that I'm using to film all these journeys on. So, where I'm going is kind of determined by if it's still there. So what I've got is a really nice leather-bound paper map from 1978. So hopefully, most of the places that are on that map are still there, like national parks and so on and so forth, big areas of woodland, unless they've all been developed into horrible houses due to the housing boom of the 80s. So fingers crossed, most of these places are still there. I didn't know where I was going to be sleeping that night, but that didn't matter. I pointed my compass south and headed deeper down the narrow, winding roads of the English countryside. On a whim, I took a left turn into a deep, foresty-looking lane, and soon came across this. Oh my goodness, look at this! Ooh, I like it! There. Ulendo and I are almost 2 weeks into our maiden voyage, and look at what we just found. This incredible place. Look at this spot. Look at the valleys that just go on and on and on. It's gorgeous, and I'm completely secluded as well. No one's here yet. I'm sure maybe 1 or 2 campers might turn up. There's a quote-unquote official parking space just down there where a couple people are, so I decided to come up here a bit further up the road to a lay-by, a bit more secluded and quiet. But yeah, it's really, really beautiful out here. Look at the valleys. Absolutely wonderful. And it just stretches for miles and miles and miles. Wonderful. So yeah, this is camp for tonight, and a gorgeous, gorgeous spot to camp in. What a wonderful place. The peace and quiet was warmly welcomed after almost 2 hours of the roaring, rattling noise of Ulendo tackling those cracked country lanes. And it wasn't long before he started attracting the attention of passers-by. Most notably a former Renault mechanic who pulled over just to come and say hello.
I used to be a mechanic in a Renault garage.
Oh, no way, really?
So they were quite popular. Pretty good condition.
Thank you. My name's Infinity, by the way.
Barry.
Barry, nice to meet you, mate.
Barry and I spoke for about half an hour as he reminisced about the days when he used to help build my kind of camper, fresh off the line. After he departed, another character turned up, a man named Ben, who coincidentally told me he'd just come from his hometown, Weston-Super-Mare. What are the odds? He was on his own shooting promo videos for a new electric motorbike. We struck up a friendship as he set up his equipment and proceeded to ride the bike straight up the insanely steep mountain just behind us.
This is Ben. He's from Weston-Super-Mare because all the coolest people are. And he is just taking some promo shots for his electric bike that he's got there. Just to kind of spread awareness about it and talk about it a bit more. He's a lot braver than I am going up that rock face. Doesn't look very steep on film, but it sure is in person. Oh, bumpy ride. Bumpy, bumpy ride.
Ooh. After about 10 or so minutes of this, I slowly started to notice something coming towards us from the distance. There's cows over there in the road, holding up traffic. They've gone over to the other side now, but they're just holding out.
If you know they're here, I'm sure they're not going to bother you, but
Yeah.
it might be wise to park out in the cattle grid area. So like if you go to the top of this street and lines up, and then beyond the cattle grid on the left-hand side there's a parking bay just like this one.
Oh, another one. Okay, nice. Yeah, I'll give it a think based on how close they get, because I just don't want them coming up and being curious at my nice van and then having it, you know.
I'd say if you have the slightest little doubt, take it up there.
Weaving down the road from the left to the right were 5 cattle, carelessly holding up traffic and sticking their heads in people's windows. The cars rushed around the bend before slamming on the brakes, coming face to face with the unintimidated animals. They weren't slowing down. No one was in control of them, and both Ben, me, and Ulendo were right in their path. Fearing for my safety, but mostly for my precious travelling home, I made a hasty retreat. Are they bulls? Yeah. Okay, I think I am just gonna put my roof down, and just in case... Yeah, because he's coming. Okay. Shit. The bulls are coming. I fucking set up camp and now they're moving. I just want a peaceful time. Just one moment where I can be at peace. Or at least I tried to. I pulled out the choke, put down the roof, started the engine, put Ulendo into gear, and just as I was saying goodbye, realized Ben was stuck. Yeah, no joke, he was perched on a fragile slope of rock that, if he tried to dismount onto or ride down, wouldn't have ended well for him. Sorry, I can't hear you.
Can you help, please? I'm stuck.
You are! Jumping out of Ulendo and dashing round the back, I looked to see the cattle now mere feet away from us. I clambered up the side of the mountain without hesitation, grabbing a dead branch on the way to help steady myself. After planting my feet firmly into the rock, I helped support Ben and his bike's weight to get him over to a safer spot. It was sketchy as hell because my feet kept slipping, but pretty soon he was able to ride back down, scaring one of the cattle away in the process who had come to watch the exciting ordeal. Its legs kicking and tail whipping violently in the air in fear as it backed away. Struggling down the mountain again, I grabbed the camera and barreled back into Ulendo, even taking the branch with me. The cattle were taking an interest in our vehicles, and that was our cue to leave. That was a close one. I know it seemed like I was overreacting or perhaps freaking out. I mean, I was, but, you know, the bulls were just kind of, you know, very, very slowly and gingerly making their way towards where Ben and I were. And we just didn't want to, like, we didn't want to ruffle their feathers, you know. Not that they have any, but we really didn't want to piss them off in any way. And I've seen many safari parks, you know, where they, where all different kinds of animals just stick their heads in your window and come up to a vehicle and get funny with it. So after all the work I've done to Ulendo, I really don't want to have any kind of problems like that. So we're gonna go down to where the little toilets are, the cattle grid, and hopefully that's a little bit better. Driving up the road and turning around in a lay-by, I looked for somewhere, this time outside of the cattle grid, to go and park up for the night. And thankfully I found a nice little spot just down the road.
I don't know if this is going to capture much, but it's really a heavy, heavy rainstorm out there. A huge thunderstorm just like opened up. Jesus. It is 4:20 in the morning and I just woke up to it. It's fantastic. I've never quite seen anything this... Wow. I've never seen anything this heavy before. There's one car in the distance just going down the long road that splits through the middle of this great countryside. He must be having a great time. Yep, it's 22 past 4 in the morning, and I'm in Uledno in the countryside, coming to you live from a massive flipping rainstorm. I love it. Whoa! I've always loved thunderstorms and rainstorms. Do I dare open my window? Whoa! I've never been here before, I've never seen any of this. All I can say is, it's beautiful here. It's gorgeous, absolutely wonderful. And the sunlight and the birds singing and the complete seclusion I've got is wonderful. It's just the absolute beauty and nature and untouchedness of it all. Incredible. Everywhere I look, there's just new stuff. Over here, for example, amazing, just right in the middle of seemingly nowhere. Oh, it's so strange to have all this nature, all this pure, overgrown nature, and then something man-made. Oh, it's quite a hike up here. I don't know what I'm gonna find. But that's not the point. The point is to explore and adventure and enjoy. I don't know why it is that I'm so drawn to, pulled even, to streams and rivers and waterways. It's always been a thing. In my childhood I went down to little creeks and tiny little places that couldn't even be considered a stream. While my brother was playing football and getting goalkeeper training, I was going down to little tiny creeks that were full of junk, you know, really badly treated. But I still saw beauty in it because no matter what, nature would forge its own path forward. No matter how much man had delayed or inadvertently diverted it, it would always keep going forwards. Okay, sorry, are you going that way or this way?
Oh, yeah, that way, sorry.
Oh, that way. Oh, no worries. I thought I had to move in case you wanted to...
No, you're all good.
Oh, good. How's the ride so far? All good?
Just started, man, but yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Good.
Have a nice day?
Yeah, lovely. I've been
Nice
out here for
spot.
like 2 hours. It's great.
Oh, man.
You picked the right day for it. Yeah.
Have a good one.
Thanks. Good luck.
Cheers. Well, that really escalated.
I value that so much, see? Just little interactions like that I value so much more, knowing that I'll probably never meet those two people again in my entire life, or if I do, I probably won't know it or recognize them.
And for this brief moment, for this very quick snapshot in time, our two paths crossed, and we exchanged a few words, and then just as quickly as they came, they vanished into the distance. I value that so much. It's a very human thing, I guess.
Three days passed as I took the time to unwind. Every morning I would shower under the colossal cliffs that wrapped around and shielded us from the outside world.
It's cold.
Ulendo waited patiently every day as I'd go off on long, unplanned hikes around the luscious fields of bluebells that covered every inch of the valley. I wouldn't return until the humid afternoon, where I'd unravel one of Ulendo's overhead hammocks and lie for hours reading until the stars came out. But my stay was soon coming to an end, because a new adventure was calling. A town unknown, and a story almost forgotten.
Hello, I'm Victor Kayam. I used to be a dedicated wet shaver till my wife bought me this Remington M3 electric shaver. They said it's two incredibly thin, flexible microscreens and 120 cutting edges would shave as close as a blade, or they'd give her her money back. I was delighted and impressed. So impressed, I bought the company. The Remington M3 will cost you about 20 pounds. The company cost me considerably more. The Remington M3 shaves as close as a blade, or now, I'll give you your money back.